Hey everybody, I'm Eric in Exile. Today we're going to be talking about controllers, a bunch of them. Are you ready? Let's do it! Okay, I decided that I wanted to do a video showcasing my top 12 controllers. One of these controllers is my favorite controller of all time, but you'll have to wait until the end of the video. So now, let's check them all out. Now, some of these controllers go back a ways. On the flip side of that, the newer controllers can stand with the best of them. Okay, first up, in no particular order, we've got the Nintendo Gamecube controller. This controller looks a little wacky, but it's actually a solid controller. Anyone with a Gamecube will appreciate the selection of buttons and triggers on this thing. Plus, folks are still playing Super Smash Bros. With this controller. Yeah! Next up, we've got another crazy controller, and that would be for the Sega Saturn, or as I like to call it, the Starship Enterprise. Honestly though, I think most of these controllers were probably being used for the fantastic Nights into Dreams. That game is awesome. Next up, we've got a modern day classic, the Ps4 Controller. I like this controller a lot. Plus, the addition of the touchpad added many hours to my Horizon Zero Dawn for sure. And here's one, a real classic. This one is the Sega 6-button controller. I can't tell you how many hours I put in on the Sega CD with games like The Terminator, Demolition Man, you name it. Tons of games, tons of fun. Those controllers are awesome. Okay, next up, Xbox 360 Controller. I played a ton of hours on the 360. Borderlands, Left 4 Dead, Left 4 Dead 2, Blur, Split Second, Enslaved, DOA 4, Dishonored, and a bunch more. Great times. This is the Sega Dreamcast controller, and again, it's a weird and wacky looking controller. It actually fits your hand really well. I was very surprised when I first tried that out. In any case, I've been using these controllers since I bought my Dreamcast, or Dreamcasts, and these things are actually pretty solid, pretty sturdy. Haven't had any issues with these things. I think they're really great. Okay, and this next controller is a Nintendo product, and that is for the Nintendo Wii U. Now, I actually did an unboxing several months ago. It had like 4,700 views or something like that, which is crazy. But in the meantime, I've actually been playing a lot of the Wii U, and it's actually really fun. That controller is very comfortable, and the games have been great. So it's win-win all around. Definitely check out one of these Wii U controllers. I think you'd probably be surprised. Okay, and next up, we've got Xbox One X controller. That thing is awesome. That came with the Xbox One X, and it was the very first release. It was the Project Scorpio edition, and that's what you get this little information on here that actually says Project Scorpio. And that was a very limited thing. And those controllers are very comfortable. They're very responsive. And I just think they're great all the way around. I mean, those are some definitely good controllers for sure. Okay, so Sega fanboy strikes again with Sega Saturn, and this is a 6-button controller. It's got the shoulder buttons, it's got the D-pad, it's got lengthy cable. It's actually, if you are going to get any type of controller for your Sega Saturn, this would be the model that you want. It's very comfortable in the hands, and I think once you actually start playing games with it, I think you'll love it. Okay, and I promised this would be the last Sega product here today. This was the Sega Saturn controller, the original one. This was the very, like the stealth fighter look to it, and it was, you know, very angular, and it was cool, and it was 6-button and everything. And then these shoulder buttons, I wasn't a fan of these things. They just seemed a little bit flimsy or whatnot, but the one that we just reviewed, that is the one that you want to get. But if you want to, you know, go for the original old school one, this would be the one to get. Okay, so here we have another Microsoft product. That would be the original Xbox. And the original Xbox controller was a little bit bigger than this, so they ended up streamlining it down, make it easier for hands and stuff. And it's a solid controller. I mean, you've got the buttons, the joysticks, everything's really solid on it. And I could, tell by experience that the original Xbox had a lot of good games that went along with it. And I think one of the other reasons they wanted to sort of redesign this was to go with the actual games that were coming out at the time. So it's actually super reliable. It's very durable. And yeah, check it out if you get a chance. Okay, so last but not least, we've got the Sony Sixaxis controller for the PlayStation 3. I can't tell you how many hours I played on this controller, but it was a lot. That controller was like bulletproof. I never had any issues with it, no problems whatsoever. Very comfortable in the hands. The thumbsticks here were great. Can't say anything bad about it at all. So if you were looking for a Sony Sixaxis controller, this would be the one that you'd want, for sure. I promised that I'd let everybody know what my favorite controller is, and that would be Xbox 360. There's just something about this controller that I love. It's very easy on the hands, the joysticks, everything is great about this controller, and that's why I like it. If you like what I'm doing here, go ahead and give me a thumbs up, share this video with your friends, go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I post a brand new video every Friday, so click that notification bell to be notified when it goes live. Let me know what you think about the 12 controllers down in the comments below. Want to thank everybody for joining in today, and I'll see you with the next video. Let me know what you think about the... What is this? What are we thinking about? I want to thank everybody for joining in today, and I'll see you in the next video. Let me know what you about the 12 oh my God. I want to thank everybody for joining in today, and I'll see you in the next video. Let me know what you think about the 12... Let me know what you think about the 12... Let me know what you think about the 12 controllers. Let me know what you think about the 12 controllers. Let me know what you think about the 12 cons...